We tried to stamp out insurgency by legislation, believing that the power of law alone could silence the gun. We tried to stamp it out by all-out war, trusting that force could erase an idea. Along the way, the armed forces came to hard-earned realizations and crafted metaphors to understand an enemy that refused to disappear. The triad concept of armed struggle, political work, and mass base. The image of the fish swimming in the water of the people, the dog tormented by fleas, the clear hold consolidate doctrine, gradual constriction, the hydra that grows new heads when one is cut, and the long campaign for hearts and minds. These were not signs of ignorance but of learning, proof that the state adjusted, reflected, and evolved. Yet even as strategies became more sophisticated, the insurgency endured, revealing that it was never merely a military problem, nor purely a legal one, but something deeper and more stubborn, rooted in ideas, memory, and unresolved human conditions. So we tried again, this time through a holistic approach. Politics was opened through the party list system to lure armed rebels into parliamentary struggle. The AFP focused on neutralizing the armed component, the NPA, and an all-of-government approach was mobilized to address socio-cultural grievances: poverty, landlessness, injustice, distance between state and citizen, bringing government closer to the people. On paper, it was comprehensive. In execution, it was sincere. Yet the insurgency did not die. Instead, it earned the grim distinction of becoming the longest-living communist insurgency in the world. Its longevity is not proof of moral victory, but of adaptability and patience, fueled by conditions that were treated mitigated but never fully healed. Strategically, its survival rests on cold logic. Maoist protracted People's War avoids decisive battles and trades time for survival, stretching conflict across generations. Archipelagic geography frustrates total encirclement, allowing dispersal, retreat, and regeneration. The dog and lice dynamic keeps the state perpetually irritated, bleeding resources without offering a final showdown. Political military fusion ensures that even when the gun weakens, the underground network breathes on. And grievances, poverty, abuse, neglect, are endlessly recycled, reframed for each new generation, giving old ideology fresh clothing. Yet in this long war, something tragic emerged. Insurgency itself became a milking cow for the unscrupulous, corrupt officials, predatory contractors, and rent-seekers who profit from instability, while the very conflict they exploit stubbornly refuses to uproot its armed core. At its heart, insurgency lives a life of its own, breathing through ideology, sustained not only by weapons but by meaning, belonging, and narrative. And here lies the clearest blind spot of all the strategies so far employed: the absence of active, deliberate participation by the church and the academe. These institutions shape conscience, imagination, and moral vision. They have the power to offer an alternative air to breathe, one not drawn from grievance and hatred, but from truth, justice, repentance, and hope. Laws can restrain, soldiers can protect, and programs can alleviate, but only transformed minds and renewed spirits can starve an ideology of its oxygen. Until the church speaks prophetically and pastorally into wounds, and the academe forms critical, ethical, and historically grounded minds, insurgency will continue to survive, not because it is right, but because it still knows how to breathe.